Okay, so it is 10:06. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to run through a few details for volunteers. We will have an area for volunteers to check in. Please make sure if you are volunteering for a school or a community business or group that you do check in under that community business group or your school, because we have some really nice trophies that we give out to the school and to the business or community group that bring the most volunteers. So we just picked those up from last year, and I know that Fidelis Family Retreat was our group community winner last year, and they are very anxious to get that trophy back. And Spring Hill High School has won the school award for 2 years running, and so I'm sure they're very anxious to get their trophy back as well. So let's see who can step up to the plate and give them a challenge. With the volunteer work, if you need a certificate for your volunteer hours, please make sure that you grab that as you finish your volunteer duties. We will have certificates. If for some reason that gets missed or you don't get it, you can always reach out to us. We try to keep info, I-N-F-O, at justinpepper5k.org as our go-to email for all things race related. So if you have any questions or anything comes up, you can always use that email to reach us. Also, we will have the Justin Pepper Foundation line with us this entire week and at the race and on packet pickup nights. So that number is 803-932-2222. That is a cell phone, so you can leave messages on the voicemail or you can text. We are text friendly here. So if you have any questions that may come up, that's the best way to reach us. Shoot us an email at info@justinpepper5k.org or use our cell phone for texting or for voicemail messages, or to call and speak with us, 803-932-2222. So I just want to let everyone see the route that we're going to take this year. So I'm going to share my screen. The volunteers this year are going to be really strongly needed on the race route. So if you have not signed up yet and you're looking for a volunteer opportunity on the race route, is great, unless you are participating in the event as well. If you plan to participate in the event and volunteer, there are plenty of opportunities there with packet pickups on Thursday night, on Friday night, setting the race route up, and also tearing things down. But volunteering during the race, if you are not a runner, walker, or rucker and would like to volunteer during the race, we will need people on the race route directing runners which way to go, because this is a brand new route, and so a lot of people are not familiar with it. Okay, so this is one portion of the route that is in the Chapin Intermediate School parking lot. Mile 1 is just before you get into the parking lot. It falls on the walking trail at Crooked Creek Park. And mile 2, because they're going to come up this route and then they're going to go out this way and down into this bus turnaround and then go down into the elementary school and then come back. We're hoping to have our vet riders on their motorcycles lined up on this straight line that the runners can run through the motorcycles. Might be kind of a unique thing for them to do as they go through this parking lot. They're going to come down and then turn around here, which this is the entrance to the intermediate school. And mile 2 falls about right in here. So because mile 2 and mile 1 are so close together, we're doing one joint water stop this year. So this is very good, the way this laid out. We've never had this option, so I'm very excited about it, because having one water stop lets us have maybe fewer volunteers, or more volunteers can help people that maybe you would be sitting at mile 1 after the crowd goes through and then you don't have anybody for a while and you have somebody to talk to. So this whole area is going to be our fun area. As you can see here, mile 2 has B106.7. If you've ever been to our event, you know that B106 usually set up on a cul-de-sac in Brighton Technology Park, had their van, played music, waved to everybody as they went by. We also have a porta potty. We are going to have a porta potty at this area this year as well. There will be a dog pooping station at this area for the dogs that are coming through. And then Sonic comes with one of their little characters, their mascots. They'll have either a hot dog or a tater tot or something, and they hand out coupons and do different things here. So we're and that's a good photo op for walkers to get their picture made with the little Sonic mascot, or with the radio personalities here at B106. So this is going to be like a really fun little area, and the runners will be coming through here twice as they come up from mile 1 and as they come back around from mile 2. So that is a very exciting thing this year that's going to be new. This is a diagram of Crooked Creek Park. This lets you know that volunteer and participant parking will be in the gravel lot where they took out the tennis courts, and there's like this big gravel lot. We're asking that no one park in the paved parking lot that is immediately in front of the building. That we're trying to leave open for the Crooked Creek patrons that will be coming on Saturday morning when they open. They don't open until 8:30. So we should be all parked in here and good to go, and have this lane back open for the park participants to come in, or park patrons to come in and enjoy the facilities if they are not part of our event. Over here in this section, and this is the entrance when you come into Crooked Creek Park. Some people may be familiar, some may not, but when you drive in, immediately to the left, there's these 2 baseball fields back here. And between the baseball fields are bathrooms, some picnic tables, and a sheltered area. It has some shade. It has a roof over it. So that's where we're going to set up our snacks for the runners, volunteers, participants, you know, everyone to have after the event. So here's the start and finish line. And this is where Strictly Running will set up for their timing. We'll have the stage on this side so that we can have our announcements as well as our warm-ups and all that stuff going on right here where the runners are lining up. And then of course, after they come back through and they mingle with the sponsors, and if someone needs med tent attention, or, you know, gets their water, checks in their rucksack to make sure that it's weighted properly. All that will take place kind of on this side, but they'll kind of meander back over to this side, and we'll that's where we will host the awards presentation and everything as well on the stage. In this late registration and pickup area here, this is where volunteers will check in. We have 2 shirts, and I don't know if I can stop share. We have 2 shirts that we've had over the years. This one was our original shirt. It has the old logo on it, so we still have some of these left. It has volunteer on the back, and we ask that all volunteers wear this blue shirt so that people know you're a volunteer and they can ask you questions if they have questions. And then we had to reorder, so we also have this option. So you may get one of these 2 shirts with these 2 different logos. And next year, that's one of the things that I realized this year on how many shirts we have left. What we generally ask is that if a volunteer wants a race shirt, and we should have plenty of race shirts left over, that we can trade them out, and then we wash these and reuse them. But I think order some different shirts. These are the cotton shirts, and we've been really big on doing the dry fit shirts for our runners and stuff. So you are first in the know as a volunteer that next year's volunteer opportunities are going to be get a dry fit shirt. It's just so much better, and we love those shirts. So we'll be changing up our game next year with volunteer shirts for sure. Another thing that I did want to show you guys, and I'm going to share my screen again, in case you're watching this and you have not registered to volunteer yet. Let's see, I want to go to my raise. Just give me 1 second to pull this up, then I can speak more intelligently. As you can see, we've got 258 runners registered currently. 242 for the Walk Run Ruck Live event, and 16 for our virtual event. So that's very exciting. And we are tracking for 300 because we generally get about 30 people or so that are going to register in the last week. People always wait till the last minute. So on this race registration site up here where you see more, you'll see this thing for volunteer. And this, you can get to this run sign up site several different ways. You can go to run sign up and just key in the area that you're looking for a race, find a race. You can key in Justin Pepper under the search and find this page. Or you can also find this page through our website, justinpepper5k.org. But when you click this volunteers, here's all the different volunteer opportunities. Some of you have already filled these out. And like I said, if you're watching this and you have not registered yet, this helps us to know how many volunteers we have coming. This also helps us to send correspondence, as we did for this meeting, in an email. It also lets us send reminders saying, hey, don't forget on Friday night, to set your alarm early because we're going to get going early on Saturday if you are a Saturday morning volunteer. We do host these volunteer meetings. We've done it for the last 3 years on the Saturday before race day at 10 a.m. and it is recorded and it will be posted. So for those that aren't on here, then you can always watch it later. So as TC is my only volunteer actually watching live. TC, I know you've walked away. You're at work trying to get some stuff done. Are you within earshot that you could just jump over here for a second? I want to make sure that I haven't missed anything that you can think of.
So I think I told you the ruck stuff. If I have a tent, if you want me to bring that, oops, and we can set that up at the finish line and have the water and the ruckway in all right there in one place.
That's beautiful. We can do that.
Okay.
I've blocked out a spot for water at the finish line. I've learned my lesson after 4 years.
Well, I think that way, like, there wouldn't be confusion as to where the runners are going and where the ruckers are going. They all go to the same spot and be done with it.
That makes sense. It sure does. Okay, so as a volunteer who's been there for a couple of years, is there anything that you can think of that a volunteer for the first time would want to know? Like, what did you experience the first year you came?
Get there early, so you can figure out what you need to do, because when everybody starts showing up, it goes really fast, and there's not a lot of plan time in between that. But if you get there early, watch this, figure out the route. I think that's pretty good. Other than that, it goes fast. And I mean, I think we leave by what, 10:30, 11 at the absolute latest.
Yeah. It's early, but you're done early.
Absolutely.
And it's fun. Didn't you find that you had fun? You came back. This your third year volunteering, so apparently you must have had fun.
Yeah, it's fun. You get to meet a lot of great people, and I mean, like I said, it's an early morning, but once it gets started, I mean, the time flies. Yep. So.
Cool. All right. Well, if anyone does have any questions, like I said before, you can reach out at info@justinpepper5k.org. You can text or call 803-932-2222. Should be very easy to remember. And again, I thank you very, very much from the bottom of my heart. We've had more people sign up to volunteer this year than we have in the past, so that's great. But it's much needed this year, especially with a new route. So we greatly appreciate our volunteers, and we look forward to seeing everybody at your volunteer slots, be that Thursday night, Friday night, or on Saturday morning at the event. Y'all have a great Saturday, or if you're watching this later, whatever day it is, have a great day.